Good win, guys. This is the SEC. That's a team that we've struggled with. Very well-coached team with a very veteran quarterback, and has given us problems. Look at last year. So very pleased that we came away with the win. We struggled offensively a lot of the game, especially in the passing game. But, you know, that's what you want. You know, you want to have games like this where you win on defense. And that was when we definitely won on defense, not just by stopping them, but getting the turnovers and stopping the run. The whole thing we had all week was we're going to play some bigger people than you're used to seeing and stop the run and make them throw to beat us. And our guys did a great job. I mean, KJ had 11 yards rushing and Rocket had 15. So you're going to win a lot of games if you win the turnover margin 2-0 and you go 196 yards rushing to 36 total. So really pleased with our team, very pleased that the way we got down again in the fourth quarter again and then go 10-0 in the game and in the game with the defensive turnover and then making a first down so we don't have to potentially give them the ball back. So it's hard to follow after last week's act, but I thought the crowd was really good. I thought we kind of had a moment there early where I felt like we were going to open it up. I think it was 17-7 and felt like we had some really good momentum, and then we lost it there a little bit. But it's the SEC, guys. It happens.
Questions? Lane, you kind of hinted on it about last week, how big of a win it was. How difficult was it this week trying to keep the intensity up with the game coming up with Arkansas today? You
know, I thought our guys did a good job. I wouldn't, you know, I'm never going to sit here and take credit like I did this great job. I thought they did a good job practicing, preparing. That team gives us problems. They always have. I think they're better on defense maybe than people give them credit for. I think they're long and strong and they play physical. And they're sticky in coverage. They get up and cover/hold you, and they make it tough, and they always get up for this game.
Lane, when you talked about the offensive struggles, particularly in the passing game, what do you feel like was overall kind of the biggest culprit in that?
I think everything. I think that, you know, we hit a big one and get a holding, you know, on it. I thought that Jackson right from the beginning was off. You know, the first third down, you know, we pick the guy and have him, and Jackson misses the throw, and he got hurt on the second play, which we blocked wrong. And then I just thought he was off after that, and then we didn't help him. I mean, we get a third down, and we drop an in route, you know, right in his hands. So that's a bad combination if your quarterback's off and your receivers, you know, don't help, and then you get some pressure and some holdings.
You guys ran for 102 yards in that fourth quarter, though. Just how important was it for you guys to finish like that?
Yeah, that was great. I thought that the fourth quarter, at least whatever, the last 12 minutes, whatever it was, after they scored, we played really good team football, had a really good punt to pin them, and ran the ball well. I thought Bentley, again, showed up. I mean, he's 7.2 yards a carry. And I think he was 7-point-something coming in, so that's pretty consistent. And I'm the first to tell you, you know, when players make plays. I mean, that touchdown drive that he's on, we don't block the free safety. One time he makes a miss, and then the last one he makes the guy miss in the hole. So he's done a great job, and it's a really cool story of a guy that just battles, even when he hasn't been getting carries sometimes last year and got hurt. And so it's really good to see guys that do things right continually every day on a daily basis, and then they play really well. I mean, it sounds kind of bizarre, but usually happens like that.
Lane, just you talked about the defense, but what did you maybe see, you know, through your eyes was the difference from last week to this week? What kind of looked like it may be a shootout, but they kind of buckled down there?
Well, eventually when he threw us the ball, we caught it this week. That helped. We tried early to drop it, but I thought the D-line, you know, the pressure, D-line and the backers with the pressure did a really good job, and really were, you know, gave KJ a lot of issues, and then they tackled him pretty well for the most part. So I just thought it was really, and we played a bigger package than we ever had. If you saw that with some of our bigger guys like Josh Harris, and I think that was a great job by the defensive staff.
Lane, you're coming off of back-to-back, big, thrilling wins, and you're heading into a bye week. What is your message to the team ahead of the bye week as you prepare for Auburn?
Yeah, if you had asked me before the game, I would have said I don't like, especially assuming we win, that we were kind of on a roll, and we actually were really healthy coming in. So I wouldn't have wanted really the bye week, but then in the game when the quarterback gets hurt and the top receiver gets hurt in the game, it ends up being a blessing that the bye is coming up here. So we got a lot to work on, and it's hard for an offensive coach to say. I really liked how we won today. The team needs that long term to be able to win on defense, because there's going to be a weather game. There's going to be times the offense is off, and the defense has to win. And not winning like, hey, to drive the length of the field and they just don't make the 2-point play. I mean winning like stopping them and getting turnovers.
Touched on it a little bit there, but I guess you said it's important to be able to win this kind of game. Why is that important? Why does it matter to be able to win games in multiple ways?
Because I just think if you're unbalanced as a team, you're going to fall into problems. You're going to go play and your quarterback's going to be off like he was, and you're going to drop some passes. So if you don't play good defense, those days go the wrong direction. And we've got a lot of challenging games coming up, especially some really hard places to play that analytics tell you are very hard to win. So, we're going to need all phases of our game.
Their first 3 drives of the second half, they got a field goal, touchdown, but then you guys really tightened up after that. What did it take to be able to do that?
I thought for the most part outside of that window, we played really special defense today. We didn't help them, and, I'm sure you guys didn't like, there was a 4th and 4. We went for it there at midfield and didn't make it. So I think we did hold them to a field goal there. So I thought our defense did a really good job. You're not going to hold them down all day. Those guys do a good job. I mean, look what they did against LSU in the second half of that game. So KJ's very dangerous. Look what he's done against us. And Rocket's healthy now. So that was a great job by the players and by the defensive staff. And those guys took a lot of heat all week. So it's neat to see.
We'll take questions up top. Lane, once Arkansas kind of took that lead late, and then you all were able to kind of close it out right after that, did you say anything to your team, or was there a big kind of overall message that kind of helped them, close that game out?
Oh, in the middle of it or afterwards?
After, like, right after they took the lead, did you kind of say anything to your guys, and kind of like a main message for them?
Not really. We just stay in the moment and what can we do on that series, to change it. And offense went down and scored, and Bentley made some really nice runs, and there's a critical 4th down, on our side of the field that you don't make that 4th and 1, we might be sitting up here a lot different right now because we're down at that point. And then he makes another 3rd down throw to Jordan, that makes it by like 1 yard. So players made plays in those spots.
More questions up top? Anything else down here?
Lane, you mentioned your top receiver getting hurt. I assume you mean Trey. What happened to him? We didn't catch that.
Yeah, he got lower body injury there and tried to go back in and couldn't go back in.
I think it was the first time all year you guys had less penalties than the other team. Just your thoughts on that and the officiating tonight overall?
It's kind of a negative way to look at it, I have to point out it's the first time. How about, hey, it was good today to have less penalties than the other team. Because, no, that was a major issue last week. We talked about it every day this week. We talked about it before the game, everything, of limiting these penalties, let them make the poor decisions. And we did a better job. It wasn't perfect. I mean, the first 3rd down of the game, we grabbed them or we're off the field on the first 3rd down, where we get the defensive holding PI with Prince. So, but much better job on that. I see my boss over there. This is like his happiest week. It's Arkansas week. So the fact we won versus last year, I kind of got the monkey off my back with him. I'm safe for another week.
I'm not sure if Judkins got another run after that huge 34-yard run. can you attest that to stamina or something else maybe?
No. I don't remember the exact instance of the carries after that, but he ran well today. Bentley ran really special today. So, this program, we maybe don't do it like some other people. Like if somebody's hot, it don't matter what you did the year before, where you came from, how many stars, what you did in the portal, any of that stuff, and I think you see it by the way we play players, If someone's hot, we're going to go to them, and Bentley was really hot. At the end of the day, Quinshawn still carried the ball 5 more times than Bentley.
All right, last question on top.
Coach, you opened today with saying that the defense won the game today, and you started that the passing game was a little bit lacking. Special teams, had to miss. Last week, it was the offense that was firing all cylinders to be able to win the game. How do you kind of get all 3 phases to play a complete game together?
Well, we'll pay you a lot of money to figure that out, because that's every coach's question. You just got to keep working and keep plugging away, and hopefully it times up at the right time. It would certainly help in the next game, because that's going to be a very hard game. All right, guys, thanks.